Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Scythe Infinity Slayer gameplay. The score in the background is a 24-2. It's a pretty fast-paced gameplay for the most part. I'm using the sniper for the majority of this game. I think the reason I managed to actually do well with the sniper this match for once in my entire life is because I'd kind of taken a break from Halo 4, from playing it as consistently as I used to anyway for a couple of days, because I was setting up my new PC. I was getting to grips with a game by the name of PlanetSide 2, which should be appearing on my channel in the coming weeks or days. It's actually an awesome game, and I hope to show it on this channel, and I hope you guys at least check it out maybe once or twice. You know, if you don't like it or aren't interested, that's totally fair enough. I know most of you guys subscribed, well, if not all of you guys subscribed for the Halo content. I haven't showed any other content on here. But in terms of what the diversity I'm trying to bring to this channel, I want to bring games in similar nature to Halo, and I think PlanetSide 2 is the multiplayer game that comes closest right now. It's got armor abilities, it's got stuff like jetpack for a certain class, it's got you know, it's got multiple loadouts and multiple armor abilities, and I think as a result the game doesn't feel too different. It's also got the space setting, of course, you know, massive space battles. I mean, it's basically just Halo mixed with Battlefield in a much larger scope. It's basically massive continents fighting against each other, and I hope you guys at least check it out to some degree. It's a really cool game, and it's free to play as well, which adds to the bonus. So I've been taking a break away from Halo for a couple of days to try that out and try out my PC and get my render settings correct. And so when I come back onto this game, I have more of a open mind, a fresh mind, I suppose. And I think that's what you kind of need with Halo, because if you take too much time concentrating whilst you're trying to use the sniper and you psych yourself out and put too much pressure on yourself, at least for me, I play better with a sniper when I've got less on my mind. And when you play Halo for quite some time, you can get a little bit into it. You know, me personally, I'm always trying to go for gameplays and always trying to push myself, and that can sometimes put some added pressure on myself. So this time it's just a little bit more relaxed, and I pulled off a few pretty cool shots in the gameplay, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I had a topic I wanted to talk about. Once again, I've taken minutes and minutes and minutes to get to the topic, but I just basically wanted to talk about GTA 5 and the release of that, and how I think it is going to be amazing, and potentially the game that GTA 4 wasn't. GTA 4, for me, was one of the most disappointing GTA games, and games in general, that I've ever played. It just fell flat for me, like in graphics, in style, in tone, in gameplay, in pretty much every single field. It did not compare to the old GTAs for me, like Vice City and San Andreas. I think just in an effort to upgrade the hardware, and the fact that they were working on new hardware with the Xbox 360, I think like the number of features was vastly scaled down. You know, you didn't have the planes anymore, you didn't have the jetpacks, you could go to the gym and work out. There was less, it felt less like a living, breathing world, and more like, it felt almost like a tech demo for what was to come on the Xbox 360 rather than its own actual game. I know it had its own story mode, but for me, the characters didn't seem very likable in it at all. You know, you had this annoying interference of Roman and the other characters in the game calling you on the mobile phone every 2 seconds to ask you if you wanted to play missions. There was a lot of disconnect between you and the characters. I never felt like I was Niko Bellic. I never felt like I rooted for him, and I never felt like I rooted for any of his family, because for me personally, they were just all a little bit annoying, and all I could think whilst playing that game was, well, how did they manage to scale back the features so much? I know they have helicopters which fly pretty darn well for the most part, and there are obviously gameplay mechanics in that game which are really well finely tuned, but for me it just didn't take the steps forward that I wanted from a next-gen GTA game. And GTA 5, on the other hand, let's just say I think they're going to be changing it for the better. I'm going to put a trailer for that game in the description. I think it looks absolutely amazing. And I know this is Halo gameplay and I shouldn't really be talking about other games too much, but I can't advise it more. I mean, the end shot, they show like 2 seconds of multiplayer at the end, and it's basically some guy in his house looking out of the window, and he sees another player in the multiplayer game flying past in a jet, and then you just see off in the distance like 6 other players doing loads of cool, fun stuff. And to me, like, that is just what GTA is all about. The graphics look amazing. I prefer the art style of the game. I prefer the brightness to it. I prefer that it just feels like it has more of a, more charisma to it, I suppose. It just feels like more of a colourful game. And GTA 4 felt a little bit sparse to me. It felt a little bit barren, I suppose is the word for it. And I'm really, really glad that they're changing this around, because quite frankly, GTA 4 got a 97 out of 100 on Metacritic, the highest rated game of this generation, and it's something that just kind of tarnished the legitimacy of review scores for me, because I never thought that it deserved that. It just felt like it was almost fixed for me, because it took back so much from what made the GTA series itself, both in tone and in gameplay mechanics itself, which is just not what I wanted. And you know, I'm not saying it's a terrible game. I think it deserves a 9.0 at least. I think it's, you know, it's definitely not an 8 or a 7, because the gameplay mechanics were really finely tuned and there were really well-made game mechanics, and it could be a lot of fun. But what I was expecting from a next-gen GTA, that's a completely different story, and I think GTA 5 is just bringing to the table what I wanted, what I desired. Bit of a random topic today, you know, but to be honest, the trailer just got me absolutely psyched, and I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my hype for that game on this channel, because I'm going to be playing it a lot. I've been Modest Major. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Peace out.